All right. Hey guys. Welcome back to my channel, Esteem. I'm here today with
Desiree.
Okay.
Maybe Desiree Chanel. Don't call me Desiree. You don't want me like that.
Ooh, we're not doing DC. We're not gonna call you DC.
No, that's
I think I'm gonna call you DC now.
Please don't. Just
DC.
Desiree.
DC.
They don't know me like that.
So Desiree Chanel for the people who don't know you like that.
Yeah. Or no, Desiree. I'm fine.
Maybe by the end of this we'll get to know you like
or
that.
Des. Never Desi.
Desi.
That is where I draw the line.
Has somebody called you Desi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, people have called me that within 2 hours of knowing me. I'm straight to Desi, but I'm like, it literally burns my ears.
I hear you. I don't like when people call me Mandy.
Why would anybody do that?
They think it's funny. They think it's cute.
Mandy.
No.
We know that.
Mm-mm. You
This
call
ain't
me
that.
Amanda or you call me AJ.
Don't call her Mandy.
Don't call me Mandy.
Whatever you do.
Or Manders. It's like, oh, I feel bad. People meant that to be cute.
No, that's for a dog. Manders?
Is that a dog?
That or
Manders?
like a rabbit, something like that. That's not human. Manders.
Yeah, I wasn't particularly a fan of it at all.
No. Oh, we shouldn't lag on that though.
Wait, so what are we? Okay, like
Okay.
Desiree?
Desiree. Yeah.
Desiree
oh,
Chanel?
yeah, I made it a whole thing and it didn't need to be.
That's okay. I like
I'm
it.
literally Desiree.
And we're here. We're fighting for our names. We're not playing around with pronunciation.
Call me by a name like the new episode of, well, the episode before the last of Lovecraft Country. Do you remember? She said call me as, or my name is, or I am.
Which one?
Hippolyta.
Oh.
The whole Hippolyta episode where
I literally skipped that episode. When she was like floating around in space, I stopped watching it.
Oh my god!
I literally was like...
Well, it was just like a whole self-discovery episode, so...
I felt that, but I think... I don't know. Maybe it'll hit me later on. Just plug it on. Rub that in. It's shining.
You gotta let it sit. You don't rub. You just sit it.
Oh, it looks... Now it's good. It's blended now.
She don't know.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
It tripped right on down to the seat. Did you take a sip?
I did. Cheers. I did. Look, it's like she don't be. If you don't make eye contact with the person you're cheersing with, you know the repercussions.
Is that true? I feel
I say it out loud. Everybody knows the repercussions.
I've never heard that before. I've never heard that you have to make eye contact.
What's the point of doing this?
Now, is that how you see it? Because
I literally see everybody just. I'm like, hello.
Yo, all right. So eye contact.
Eye contact.
Etiquette.
I mean, eye contact is very hard for me as a person who is like not awkward, but like with people I know, I'm here with it.
Okay.
If we're not,
problems.
Okay.
Cheers.
She's uncomfortable.
Okay. Wait, cheers. I was gonna say something about that. The drink.
About eye contact?
Eye contact, maybe. Oh yeah, it was about eye contact because I feel like I give too much eye contact, to be honest.
Yeah. Some people get uncomfortable.
Yeah, because
I don't think you give too much, but I can see how for a person who doesn't like, who thinks eye contact is weird, which is I feel like about 50% of the population.
I think a cool 95.
Oh.
Because
I was trying to be, you may be right.
No, truly, because like I've been told about it. I think subtly from people I've talked. Like I don't know. Is it too?
Now like by their body language, or literally they're physically said.
They
I don't want you
physically told me like
stop
eye contact. No, eye contact. We've gotten. Well, because I think you have to be taught it, and I don't know about you. Where you maybe if it was a lesson for you, eye contact, but like literally in Catholic school.
Oh, no.
If you didn't look at somebody and hold eye contact the whole time to the conversation.
I'm telling you what to do like that. Now I gotta tell. Now you telling me what to do with my eyes?
Yeah.
Leave me out of it.
I don't know.
Oh, see, I guess it was taught more in like My mom always said, like, people in my family, if you can't hold eye contact with somebody, you're being shady. So now,
I think that's kind of true though.
I don't think so. I think it's like
no, people are.
There's definitely people who are shady because they can't make eye contact. But there's also people who literally it's social like anxiety.
That's true. That's true.
And I feel like, yeah, I have social anxiety maybe a little bit, and so my mom's like, "You're shady." Now I have that running in my head.
But I feel like, and I can say this for myself, maybe even the people who do keep eye contact are also shady. Because
they know what they're doing. You know that works, so then now you're burning a hole in my face. Back up off me,
sometimes,
Brad. Yeah.
No, Amanda, because yeah, for sure, I've done that. Like, I've seen people like be uncomfortable.
And you make it worse.
And I'll be like,
yeah, see.
I'll hold it. And I can just see people like this.
Literally breathing. What's that word?
Breathing. Breathing?
Thriving.
Literally by under your stare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Sick.
See, so either way, if you hold too much eye contact or if you hold too little eye contact,
don't be doing this.
Yeah,
that's when it's like
you gotta find a balance.
Yeah. I have to make a conscious effort to stare because me normally would just be like, oh, no, I don't feel like it. It takes energy.
To talk to people with eye. Yeah, because you're making a connection, right? I think so.
And I feel like it's rude to just be like, or on your phone.
Oh, that's so rude.
Yeah.
I hate that.
On your phone, or like, actually when other people do it to other people, I want to be like a Captain Saberho and be like,
same.
He talking. You gonna sit up here and just be scrolling for hours instead of talking? These bitches uncouth.
That's true. That's how I've heard it.
Nicki Minaj.
Did you call Nicki Minaj a prophet?
I didn't even say.
Did you hear her new song that came out?
She has a new song?
I thought
Post baby. Pre-baby.
What I read about it was that she submitted her verses right before she was giving birth.
Whoa.
So maybe so it was like kind of recorded right before, so like pre-baby and then like released post-baby. I didn't really listen to it. I just was.
Because I know what I think she's talking about.
What?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Well, you just about to drop a whole baby. You still talking about pussy on fleek. Nothing else?
Oh. You're not a Nicki Minaj fan?
I love Nicki Minaj so much. So that's why I'm like, do something else. You know what I'm saying? Do something else. You know what I'm saying? That's an insider.
People still say insider?
What the fuck do you say?
I don't say that out loud. I might give myself a little chuckle to the side because I know what it is, but I don't go, that's an insider. I think that does this right.
You know, America, you gotta talk about these haters.
Yo! Now, that was a moment where you held eye contact when you said that and you meant that. These haters.
From the deep depths of my soul.
You're scaring me.
Okay.
No, I'm just
It's the all black.
Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
that's the all black. Hold on, wait, the all black, what's that mean? Because you about to attend somebody's funeral?
No. I'm about to,
like, you about to kill
tires. I'm about to,
oh.
I'm about to.
You feeling strong and you're all black? I actually feel that way too.
Feel powerful.
Right?
Black is a powerful color.
Isn't it?
It is literally the absorption of all the others.
That's fucking facts though.
Or is it the lack of any of them?
No, it's the absorption of all of them.
Which makes it like, give me. And now I'm just like.
And I think white is the absence.
Yes. I ain't saying no.
I didn't say. I said it is. Yikes. Oh, stupid. You saw the videos of like people making fun of kids, how they come in and drink water. And that is so fucking real.
No.
Like,
Do you it like that. What's the rush, my guy? What's the rush?
Yeah, breathing all hard, but Samaris drinks like that, and I call her out on it. I'll be like this. It tastes good. That tastes good. What did you do? Where did you come from? That you're breathing so heavy like that.
Kid, I actually remember being that. Now I'm cringing at me. Actually, I cringe on a lot of things. You cringed on what you were, that you thought, what you did. But
even a week ago, like things.
I'm crying.
Even things I did a week ago, I'm like, you did that? You said that? You thought that?
What you did a week ago?
You ever read your old do you journal?
I journal intentionally, but I didn't journal. I mean, maybe I had a little book, and I had like a little password thing, and I had my voice. It was a voice recording that said, "Don't open my book." It was my voice saying, "Don't open that book." So if you're not my voice, you don't get into my book.
Right.
But in that book, it was nothing much. It was, I just got a Missy Elliott CD today.
I'm crying. Which one?
My first one, I don't know what the name of it was.
Me either.
But it was the
one
one
blue
with
cover.
Work It.
That construction. I had that one.
I'm pretty sure that was my first album. It was either that or Lil Bow Wow Basketball. And it was Bow Wow Basketball because my grandfather, he said, "What CD do you want for Christmas?" And I said, "A Little Bow Wow Basketball."
How old were you think?
That was 2001, so.
I'm crying that you knew that was 2001, so.
Or maybe 2003, something like that. You know, one of those early 2000s.
Yeah.
I says,
the past years. We're that
Let's
now.
talk about that.
We're at that age.
Let's unpack the 2000s.
The early 2000s.
I wasn't worried. I mean, it's just because we were kids too. What you think about? What you worry about?
I don't know, but if you just even compare the music to then.
Shit.
Okay? The
songs do that?
Right there.
If a song doesn't do hot shit, like, that's almost spiritual.
Okay. Ooh, I like that word for that, because it is.
It literally is.
He take over you right away.
I mean, he conjured something within himself.
He really did. First of all,
let's talk about the artist.
Nelly.
This is the behind the music. Nelly.
He can get it.
Currently. 2020 Nelly.
I don't know, he got a little weird. Wait, I like when he talks to Charlamagne. You saw that clip?
I haven't seen it, but did you see him on Dancing with the Stars with them heels on them Nikes?
I didn't even know he was on Dancing with the Stars. I have to watch that.
Okay, but let me just say, he has on Nike, whatever the Jordans that people know. It's a pair that everybody knows. The ones with the scribbles in the bottom. Whatever.
They're Jordans?
They're Jordans. He
and
got
black, and then
they have black and red and white.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm
I know
talking
exactly
about?
which ones you're talking about.
Those,
it's the soul gray, and then there's
yes!
the yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He has heels on the bottom of those doing whatever. Okay?
Being all.
I said, that's my Nelly.
I want to watch that.
He does whatever remember he did this little country phase?
That's true.
He's doing whatever the fuck he wants to do. Oh, sorry, not curse.
Absolutely.
Okay. He's just doing whatever he wants to do, and I'm just like, yeah, black man,
living
your truth.
Right. Would there be a Lil Nas X if there wasn't Nelly taking those first steps into that country stuff?
Nelly walks so Lil Nas X could fly. And so
wait, but that is so fucking real. Playing games, but no, I feel like serious about this.
I'm gonna you're not even.
I like how you looked at me after. Clink. So I knew. Okay.
Did you register?
I did.
Okay. But yeah. What were we talking about? How did we get
music in the early 2000s? And
just how that was an era of just chill.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Relax.
And the music was different, and I could understand what they were saying.
Yeah.
Like, I hate mumble. Like, some of it's good, like, to maybe work out to, you know. Some of it's a little bit hard, I don't know. But, yeah, the music these days, even the R&B. I don't know about you. Well, we found some good ones.
Yeah, there's some good R&B right now.
Yeah, you think?
To me, yes.
Maybe.
But that's all I listen to now.
But it's been a couple years.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like, starting to come around in the past year.
Yeah.
To come back around, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before that, I was all rap. Like,
yeah.
I think, like, the past year and a half, I'm just straight up R&B and podcasts. I don't even listen to hip hop.
Yeah, which is same.
So unfortunate.
Did you see even the title?
Of what?
There's a new song with Drake in it.
What the?
Can't remember. It's somebody I've never heard of before. That, and it has the word mines in it. You're Still Mines, I think is what it's called. I can't wait to zoom into that.
I knew you were gonna.
I cannot wait to edit this shit
Why
out your face.
Why
are we using the word mines? Why are we like...
Let me tell you about my first grade teacher, Miss Wild.
Okay.
That word mines?
Yeah.
That wasn't happening for her.
No, I bet.
I got that ruler.
For real?
Stuck my tongue out.
Lies. Yeah, that word mines.
This is in a public school, by the way. I don't know Miss Wild.
I don't know if she was wilding.
Bars!
Wait!
Miss Wild didn't have no business putting her hands on me like that. But
like, you might have a lawsuit.
She did take the extra step with other things. Like, she will always... She put me on to peanut butter and apples. And peanut butter and celery. I was like, ooh, I would have never thrown in this little combo right here.
Well, you
was
over there bringing
stuff.
Honey buns? What?
Talking about honey buns.
What?
Maybe it was a party mix.
A party mix? I was taking oatmeal cream pies to school.
That's on my mom.
I still eat them. I'm like,
Dan loved oatmeal cream pies, my sister. Dan, ew.
I just remember from school.
I hate them.
People even used to go to school early. Oatmeal cream pies?
They're so disgusting.
They're so fucking good. I still eat them to this day sometimes.
What is that cream?
What?
What is that cream in that middle?
What you mean? It's like an Oreo, but with oatmeal cookies.
Oreo.
It's an Oreo with oatmeal cookies.
It's way looser than Oreo filling. What's that filling? It's nasty.
It's whipped cream.
Don't you dare disrespect whipped cream by calling that whipped cream by calling whipped cream. It's not.
It's way better. It's more whipped than an oatmeal cookie. I mean, an Oreo cookie. Oatmeal cream pies are the superior. Like, oatmeal cream pies walked so that Oreos could fly.
Are you? Wow. No.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Literally, they're so disgusting.
Are you serious? I was like that. Like, I liked oatmeal cream pies. I like those cosmic brownies. Samaris fucking hates them.
They literally taste like dirt.
That's what Samaris said. But I was that kid that was eating honey buns and fucking cosmic brownies and oatmeal cream. Don't blink at me like that, bro.
She been talking about my blinks all day. Let me get my blink off.
Tell me her blinks.
Let me get my blink off.
Aren't condescending.
I blink like this.
They say a lot. I actually never felt so
attacked
by it.
Let me tell you about my little cousin Blink. My little cousin, Anaya girl. Anaya, when she was a baby, I never paid attention to blinks until I was like, saw her as a kid. She literally would blink so smooth and like, she would just be like this. I would be like, look at her go.
Was she trying to be funny?
She was a baby.
So I feel like some kids are funny, like even baby. I don't know. I
she
feel
was
like
like a couple
funny.
months and I was like,
you felt that energy.
You're so funny. You're literally hilarious, iconic, whatever. Them blinks are iconic.
Right.
You can tell a lot about a person's blinks.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I've never thought of it as a thing until you.
You blink heavy, so I don't even know why you don't think you blink hard. The way you just did, that was a hard blink. We're very. It's Saturday.
No.
Okay.
Okay. You went too far.
I'm done.
Alright. Blinks.
Yeah, you can tell a lot about a person by their blinks.
But not many people. Like, I feel like you have to be very thorough with communication that now all it takes is a blink. Like, you're such a good communicator that you can just...
Well,
I don't even need to say a
or
word.
you just like rely on your body to do the talking and your mouth just doesn't do anything.
But you have, don't you have to be a really great communicator that like you can even physically communicate? You know, you don't even need words.
True.
People just know.
See, I like the way you're thinking because so I would be like,
some people take it that way.
Yeah, because I would be like, oh, I can't physically communicate that, and I would rather use my blinks.
Yeah.
Decode my blinks, or don't.
I feel like they say enough for me.
Why I gotta use my words?
Look at me one time and I know exactly where your head's at right now.
Okay, this is why we're friends.
Okay, I'm better at it.
Proud of you.
So you just want to be sending me audio messages?
Alright, so, okay, let me tell you the reasoning behind, let me give you guys a little backstory. I thought, this is how my timeline went in my head about the audio messages. I sent Amanda an audio message randomly one day because I'm like, don't feel like texting. Don't feel like using my fingers.
Don't feel like texting. We normally FaceTime.
FaceTime, but I ain't fun.
But we didn't need to do that much.
No.
So then we went.
So then I was like, audio message work. Let me do that. Like you get like work, dude. Never mind. So I was like, oh, let me send this. And then you responded to me and was like, you're throwing me off right now.
I said, cause first, okay, wait a minute. So let's break this down. Cause there are text messages.
Yeah.
There are audio messages.
Yes.
And then there are FaceTimes.
Okay.
Okay. And each one serves an occasion.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
And I want people to know the difference. I might know. I might not know.
You're learning the difference.
Okay.
Because when you first decided to, so we rarely text. We text like Neanderthals, honestly. We text like,
what the fuck? What? And no, if you don't answer the FaceTime call, I'll send Amanda a picture of me with my middle finger up, and if she doesn't answer mine,
or vice versa, we both do it now. And this is like, we do the screenshot.
Yeah.
That's the thing now if you don't answer.
Yeah.
No words. Again, body language is big with us.
Yeah. I don't need to say, when you answer the phone. When you answer the phone.
Nah, we just here with it.
You know what the fuck this means. It's not, I'm not being mean.
Wait, this is a moment where Samara should be like, thumbnail, and be like, alright. I can't. Okay. But yeah, so wait. Okay, so that's the FaceTime. And that I feel like you and I, like, we either like talk with very little words.
Yes.
And that it goes from that to like hours of FaceTime.
Yeah.
It really wasn't in between. So I was very impressed when you opted for the audio message because I use audio messages all the time.
Oh my god. See, but we just never, we
never did that.
Yeah.
But with everybody else, because I don't know.
So I'm telling you, at that point, I thought I introduced it to you. When you were like, oh, you never do this, I was like,
you were like, let me show Amanda this thing.
And whole time, you were using it with other folk.
Literally for years. Before they didn't.
But you keep them
now.
You gonna stay?
Yeah.
I thought when they pressed cap or keep, that they stayed for like.
You can fix that.
That was intense, guy. I live for those.
Yeah.
Let me get it. Ooh.
You heard it? It was small. You heard it?
I'm sure that'll pick it up.
Okay.
Pootie's been doing this thing lately. My niece, she's been at the end of her video, she'll send me a little video thing. Desiree, you didn't answer the phone, but then when you pick up, make sure that you blow up. And then she'll be like, I'm like, I don't think you know what this means. You don't have video of Rick Ross?
No.
He did this. When I tell you that was the video that had me almost peeing myself. He was like, this is when he started losing a little bit of weight. And he was like,
being all enlightened.
He's like, yeah, I eat pears and shit like that now. This is the exact quote. I eat pears and shit like that now. What do pears got to do with it?
That's where we're
so
at.
So random this took me out completely. I eat pears and shit like that.
One time I saw a guy, he came from San Diego. Shout out to you if you ever see this. We actually had like a great connection. Do you ever have one of those where you meet like kind of like a stranger, but you have like this fantastic connection and you're like,
wish.
I'm not that.
Because I would stick on to them like a leech.
That's how I felt.
Excuse me, we're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere.
You're my person now. What are we talking about? I have never met her, but
I literally, it was for work. He came from San Diego for work to work on locks, for lockers. And he was so cool. We, like the conversation right away. He reads John Steinbeck books. Okay.
Okay.
He's like a real Californian type of guy, like just from San Diego, just super cool. Like he was just so cool in our conversations.
Oh.
We went for cheesesteaks after. Like we went to escapism. We've got cheesesteaks. Then that was pretty much it. Like then we separated, and I added him on LinkedIn, but I haven't talked to him since. I kind of want to talk to him. We were talking about TV shows, right?
Slide here. Remember me, Johnny, or whatever the hell?
And I was like, I'm sorry, is this like weird? Because we were like working. And I was like, is this weird? Like, or is this going, are we too deep? He's like, we're going.
Oh, we're diving.
We're diving. We're going into this.
You know,
he's like,
I'm
here for it.
Connecting with people like that. I haven't experienced that.
That was the first time. I've had, me too. But I've had like,
I've had more experiences with people. You meet a whole bunch of different kind of people on a day to day.
That's true.
Where your odds of meeting someone cooler would be higher.
That's true.
Than the randos that I'm just encountering every day.
In Philly ain't it. I feel bad because I like have these mixed feelings where I'm like, I want to stay in Philly and I want to like make it better.
POP on down. Don't POP hold it down here.
Do what? Please explain this to me.
POP holding it down?
POP.
Oh my god, you don't know that video?
No. What's that? You gonna send
tell her, guys.
What's POP?
You'll insert the video.
I'm probably gonna
insert the video right now of her saying POP holding it down. How do you not know that?
I know something.
After this. Wow. Anyway, go ahead. Bless you.
Yeah, I've met some interesting characters traveling. That's pretty much where it comes down to.
I like that. I want to be able to have some more serendipity with the people that I meet.
I like that word. It's a pretty word.
I think the first time I learned what the definition of serendipity was, I was like, that's really what I want my life to be.
Yeah. Did you ever see
serendipitous?
No. There's a movie. I think it's Sandra Bullock.
What?
Do you like her? Yeah, I like her too.
She's shorty.
Wait, do I like her? I don't. It's either. You gotta think about it. I'm so sorry. No, I like her.
You know what? I thought you were, for some reason, I thought of the other woman,
Julia Roberts.
And
well, she's favorites.
Absolutely love.
I like both of them. Okay, so we're back. I had to take a bathroom break. Can't lie.
My mom bled her.
For real. No, that's like this is like the third glass, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Those bottles are empty. You drink a whole lot of mine. Wait, but you were saying, so let's talk about that. Because, okay, so we talked about Lovecraft, but like, let's stop because you were saying that.
Maybe like 4 days. I just always like am so in my head and like thinking about what I'm saying as I'm saying it. And how people will perceive what I'm saying, or depending on who I'm with, like all the time is so draining. Like that's why I have to be by myself a lot, because I gotta like recharge, literally.
Yeah.
By being around people. But lately, like the past like 4 days, I mean, I haven't been around many people. I've been around one person. But even like today, I feel like that those inner voices are literally going, just right now at least. And I don't know why, but I'm happy, and I just feel way more like myself. Like overanalyzing everything I say is so like draining.
Yeah, absolutely. Did somebody say something in particular, or do you think?
No, it was just like me being so annoyed and fed up with just like thinking so much.
That's what it takes
in the moment.
You have to like be fed up with yourself to like kind of make a change.
Yes.
So I think like it's important to know that whatever most people are going through, like I could relate to that with like my weight in a way. Like, you know, like I feel like fed up with my eating habits and whatever, so I've lost weight, but that's the way but many people, you know, whatever's bothering you, I really believe everybody will get to a point where they're like fed up, and you're gonna have a choice. Like you're gonna come to a crossroads, like a fork in the road, you know? You're gonna go this way, you're gonna keep
doing the same things and having the same results.
Yeah.
Or changing how you behave and maybe having different results. You don't know what the results will be, and that's the part that's like annoying or frustrating, or like you in your mind think the options that you have are like,
or lack of options.
Or lack of options. Yeah, that's really, really what it is. There are no options, and like how I am is how I will be, and it's like
it's true.
It's literally, if you just change even like little things every day, next thing you know, you're like, who am I?
Literally.
What am I doing?
I think that's the biggest thing I've learned in quarantine is to just take things. And now we have this time that a lot of us didn't have before.
Yeah.
So you can take that time
to be with yourself.
You know, like the way I break it. Everybody breaks it down differently. I don't know about how you break it down, but for me, it's like a project. Like I'm a project manager, and I manage like $1 million project, so I have to break it down into smaller chunks. Mm-hmm. It's not until recently where I realized, oh, like this shit inside or how I'm feeling and stuff, I have to think of it in that way. Like it's a project and break it up into these smaller chunks that are more edible.
Yeah. Something that you think is impossible, you just literally work at it. Or if you think like, oh, there's people like certain attributes, not people, me, I'm going to talk about myself. There's certain attributes that I see in other people that I'm like, I would love to be that way. And it's like, oh, just work at something every day. Next thing you know, you're doing it without even thinking.
It's the fucking truth. That's the truth.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, right?
Like,
it just takes practice.
Yeah, and like working towards something is like boring after a while.
Right.
But like working past the boredom, like pushing past like
because when you meet that board, what I'd like to think is your mind is looking for a challenge.
Yeah.
And so when you get to that boredom part, you think you're bored, but really that boredom is a challenge, like another obstacle to get past. And then when you come over it, you're like, oh, I just succeeded over something else. Like I just challenged myself again to stay consistent through something that I felt wasn't really, I don't know, beneficial or appealing to me or something. Yeah. But it's all challenges. And if you I feel like if you keep thinking it that way.
Yeah, everything is a challenge. Every day is a challenge.
It's true.
People are challenges. Like people that come into your life.
Sure.
Like sometimes you're like, I don't know. I've been challenged lately with people that have come into my life where I'm like, okay, the old me will be like, bye. Now I'm like, people are difficult. People are hard. People don't know how to deal with things. People are weird. Like, it's just people are...
Did you think of people in a more naive way? Or did you...
I thought of people more of like myself. And I'm like, how are you? Are you the same way every day? Do you feel the same things every day? Are you like mean sometimes? Are you not... Are you funny all the time? Like, no, like, I have been giving people more grace because I'm giving myself more grace. Like, don't be so judgmental because, like, are you the same kind of thing every day? Right. No. Don't expect that person to be, like...
That's true.
And if they don't tell you... Like, obviously don't accept crap from anybody. Tell people how you feel, which I haven't been... Like, that's a hard kind of thing. Like,
well, me finding grace for others is a different
find it hard to, like, tell people if they've treated you a certain way? Like... If you feel like you've been slighted or if you've been like...
I don't know, because when I feel like the way I think of it, right? Sometimes like I'll use you and me, for example.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a specific example in mind, but I just know like if for some reason, which honestly is like if you have was very small and very rare, but if you've made me feel some type of way, I truly do trust you as a person to know that you probably are already aware of how you might be off. And so to me, it doesn't feel worth it to like make you feel bad or bring it up. I just be like, she's obviously feeling some type of way.
Okay, but that's just someone you feel like is maybe more personally aware. Okay. Someone who you feel like is not personally aware. Someone who you know is not personally aware and who is in your life. Because I feel like that's a lot of people. A lot of people
But that's the thing, I don't try to have people personally aware in my life. Or I have them for certain occasions.
So like, you know where to put them in.
Yeah, basically. Which doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you go through a lot of heartbreak to learn that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there are some friends I know I could never call and I would never call to talk to.
Yeah.
I know I can dance and party with you, but I know I can't like talk to you. And that was hard because when I was in my...
That's a hard transition.
Yeah, when I was in my earlier 20s, I thought that...
Everybody's everything.
Exactly.
Everybody's not everything.
Exactly.
People are...
You learn to like kind of categorize them for certain things in your life. And so once you kind of figure that out...
Because I feel like it's kind of like an idealistic view of like...
To think that everybody's all these things.
What your friends should be, what your family should be. It's like you want it to be like this like little perfect world. Everybody loves you. Everybody's like thinking about you all the time. It's like,
It's true.
it's not the case ever.
It's true. I think some people question their what is the word I'm looking for? Relevance in somebody's life. Because there are people that I've talked to who actually felt a type of way that I wasn't more involved in their life. Like I've been confronted. But I thought
people have their own lives.
That's what I thought.
Imagine like the day-to-day of someone's life.
That's how I think.
Having a significant other.
But you know what that person told me? That's up for them to decide. Like, on...
I think, see, that's a person, again, that's not self-aware. So, you think you are the only person that exists. Like, I feel like, imagine you coming home from a days of work. Mm-hmm. Then you gotta, not deal with.
For me,
you have another person. If you're in a relationship, you have a whole another person that you have to connect with. And then...
It's okay. But then it's like, you just feel like, I don't know, it's like it's not enough time in the day for every person. I don't think it makes anybody a bad person for not checking in on someone all the time. That's a lanternfly right there.
Always.
Is it a lanternfly?
Oh, yeah. It's always there. That one is always there. Samara says it too. She goes, I'm like, it's there every day. It's fine.
Oh my God, that's like, he's chilling then. No. That's just normal. That's just regular.
I don't
that's
know if they're real or are they man-made.
Honestly, I haven't seen as much of them as I have seen in the past, and now I feel like they're man-made because what's going on? Yeah. Because literally, there was a point in time where they're flying and like me, and I was literally just like in a ball.
You should have seen me and Samara screaming downtown.
Oh,
literally screaming because one was on her. I'm not making this up. You can ask her after this. One was on her fucking. We saw one jump, and then we didn't know where it went. It was here on her shoulder. It was looking like this.
It was a big boy?
It was like this looking at me. On her shoulder. I said, don't move. And she literally she freaked out so her hair slid across. She had her leather blazer on. Her hair slid across.
And he caught up her hair?
And it got stuck in her hair. And she was like this screaming. We were on 16th and Market.
I don't like them. I don't like them.
And she's screaming at me to get it off her. But I was like, you need to stop moving. She's literally...
No, they're sick. They're literally flying cockroaches with red wings. True. Literally, the other day...
It's like if a ladybug and a roach had a fucking baby.
And people went, hey, what's a ladybug? It's a roach, too. It was the other day. It was with my brother. And he was standing in front. I was like, it's a lanternfly on you. Everybody knows I don't like lanternflies. I'm not personally swatting him off of you. I'm going to tell you where he is, and then you have to do what you have to do. I cannot.
Yeah.
He's like, get it off of me.
Your brother?
And he was just slow-mo. What the? I was like, get this.
I'm crying.
I don't. And then if you happen to eat on the water, like near the water, on the pier.
Morgan Pier.
They're just...
No thanks.
Flying in from the water.
Come closer a little bit. Or Anyway. Yeah, that was very auntie of you. Oh my God, I did that in my story the other day. I was in bed. It was literally 8:58 and I had a meeting at 9 o'clock. I had crust boogie.
I saw that and you were like, guys, I have a minute in 2 minutes. And I said, she's a sick one.
I haven't even brushed my teeth. But I've been there.
I will do this out the bed. Put that filter on. You're in the Zoom. That's a filter.
And there's Zoom. We use Microsoft Teams.
There's no filters there. There was a filter and I was like, yeah, I'm putting this filter on. Y'all need to know my business like that. See these teeth and go about your day. Leave me alone.
Go about your day.
Being in
a relationship and crushing on
celebs. So you first, how you feel about that? As the person that's the crusher, not the...
I got it. Okay. Wait, so when I crush on celebs, straight up Samara doesn't like it. Never liked it, and I actually thought
so what's the extreme of not liking?
She was very upset about it. She would genuinely not want me to talk about it or say things like that. And I was like, I'm never going to meet that person.
But
she used to be like, that doesn't look like me though. I used to be like,
Okay. So I kind of am on that kind of wavelength. Not in the sense of I don't need to. Okay. I don't want to know if you got it. And if you do, if the person looks nothing like me, if the person looks nothing like me,
But why so personal? Why is this such a personal topic?
This is maybe something that I have to work on. But like, still, like, okay, the person that I'm dating. Oh my god. And if the person that he has a crush on is like a Spanish girl, right? Mm-hmm. That looks nothing like me.
Right.
I am like, it's something. And it's something where I'm like, what is that? It's something that I've noticed, but it's not something that I'm going to ever be like, yeah, you can't, like, that'll never be me, because I feel like that's something that I have to work on. That's something you, like, I have crushes, of course.
But you're self-aware, and that's very rare.
Okay.
I'm not even trying to rhyme like that.
Bars. Sentencing.
Okay.
But true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm super self-aware if people are like, I think girls are like that though, where they're like, I don't like that, but I'm not going to say it. Like, that's not self-aware. That's but just like...
But, like, if Samara says she has a crush, I don't really... I'd be like, oh yeah, he or she is hot.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of agree. Or I'll be like, ew, they're ugly. I get upset if they're ugly.
So, but you never, like, think about it. It's never pondering. It's never, like, simmering.
Honestly, no.
That's good.
Honestly, I guess.
No, it's not.
I don't know.
I mean,
I haven't really thought about it, but when we brought it up today, so I was like, Samaris feels that way too. Like, almost takes it personal that, like, I, like, find certain people attractive, and her thought has always been to go to, like, well, I don't look
that's
like
just
that.
Like ego. That's like, okay,
that makes sense. She's a Leo.
Ego is like, oh, find other people who are attractive that don't look exactly like me. What is that about?
That's so ego.
That's literally the biggest ego ever, and I am aware of that. That's why I can never be like,
yeah.
But it's also like, I am aware that I have this ego, but the working on it.
If I said something, do you think I have an ego?
I think you have an ego, but I don't think it's that kind of ego.
Yeah.
No. I think your ego is more of in like what you do and not what you look like.
That's true.
That can be a thing too. Like people
Thanks. I love that. It's what you do, not what you look like. I mean, I think that's true. I feel like you know me. So
but that's still an ego though.
It is ego.
That's still an ego, but that doesn't make it. I don't think one ego is better than the other to me. I don't think saying, oh, I look a certain way makes me here, ego and I do this and makes me here. I don't think looking down.
The goal for me is to always, I didn't mean to look down on anybody.
No, like, I don't think you do though.
Yeah.
But I think you do have a little bit of ego, and so do I.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. It's like so.
But the goal, like when I watch things for like enlightenment, it's like to get rid of your ego. Like that's the number one thing that has to go. Like,
cause it's the thing that holds you back from someone. Oh, well, people like me. Like it's literally everything.
Yeah.
It's the thing that is like the key to your future, and also like the key to your fate.
That's true.
It's like you want to die by your ego, or you want to live by your ego. Like,
right. Oh man, that makes me go into deep
I want to live into my ego. I don't want to die by it. I don't want it to be like the reason why. Oh, she's this way. Her ego, her pride. Like,
can we help it though? Like, I feel like
we're wired that way. I think if you know, I think that's the thing.
Like, what's the point of living?
I think that's the point of like nurture in nature. Like, okay, you were made this way, but do you have to be that way? No, you can be whatever you want to be. You don't have to be bound by what you have been taught. Like, you can teach yourself. You can do. You learn on your own every day.
Yeah.
So like. Learning to be a different way is not. That won't be. I mean, it's not.
Well,
easy.
It's really just. Well, so I think it's more so like ego, right? Like, it's like letting go of all your ideologies, really.
Yeah.
And not having any beliefs.
It's a blank slate every day.
True.
You don't know anything.
Exactly.
Nothing you know is concrete. Everything is up to.
Agree. It's very abstract.
Everything could be. You can be taught anything every day. You don't know anything.
Right. You don't think you know the most. You know, like you don't think you're
that because coming into that, like that is ugly feeling. But I feel that sometimes.
And I think that plays into like, I actually struggle with like, right, like, is it possible to have a world without like any type of classism?
Without any classism?
Yeah.
I mean, socialism is a thing, and I believe in socialism.
Do you have like a good understanding of social? I don't really know. I've heard that word, but I've never looked into that. And so I don't really know.
I mean, in college is when I was in like the African American Studies department, socialism was always just like the
tone.
The tone of like, because that was like the most equal kind of egalitarian society that existed currently that we haven't thought up in our brains.
But what is it? Like, is it like...
It was just the point that everybody has a purpose. Everybody's... What everyone's doing matters to society. No one person is here compared to this person. Everybody can live no matter what they do. Everybody deserves to live.
And I agree with that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you didn't interrupt.
It's like I agree. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's very like
idealistic. But
because I love the way that sounds, but I'm like, is that even like physically or biologically possible? Because I do think some people are more superior, like thought wise, or I don't know. Like I don't think I'm the best. I think there are people in the world like
who deserve more. Okay, so then do you think that the thing with socialism is, do you feel like that person who knows more and is more, basically,
should be put on like a pedestal like that?
Or not that the person who doesn't contribute that much is just living or being, do they deserve
so it's how we treat the lesser?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they deserve basic humanity and necessities just like this person? This person can have everything, but does this person deserve to live without having to like die? Right. Their whole life is working. Yeah. Like work yourself to the bone to barely make minimum. Do you deserve? Yeah. Like
that's probably where universal income comes in, right? Like I don't know who.
I feel like there can be unlimited income, but as long as everybody has the basics, I don't care. Yeah. I don't know what that's called.
They're doing studies in California right now where they're giving like random people who are like below the poverty line.
Oh, really?
Just like money, and they're trying
seeing what you would do.
Seeing what they're doing with it.
But see, I feel like that without any kind of guideline and without any kind of like, that is like you're asking, it's a setup. It's like, oh look, see, you see what they did with it? We gave it to them. It's like, okay, but if you didn't have the understanding and you didn't have the information, why would you give somebody money without?
I've been thinking about that a lot because
I feel like that's a setup.
I've been reading about it and I'm like, you can't just, that's not very responsible.
That's not responsible
to give people money because, I was trying to think of myself, like I've been homeless, like, so I think like if I was homeless or if I was I've just had a bad run for a long time. Yeah. I think impulsively, any person who's in a really bad space, again, like homelessness or something like that, or like below the poverty level, you're not gonna like look to make maybe the most like responsible decision. You want to escape. You want to escape the survival for a moment. So you might go on some shopping spree, or you want to go because that's
it's extreme of whatever you like.
But you want to be relieved from what like from that survival. You don't want to survive for a moment. You
want to be free and
Yeah. You're giving me this money and I'm able to make a choice. Well, I'm
not going to make something long term because I haven't seen anything long term. Exactly. Why would I do that?
Exactly.
But see, I see. There's two, like, okay, I feel like I believe in reparations. I feel like there should be money given back because there was money given to like slave owners who owned property. So if you guys,
I want to put a pin just like to remember this conversation because there's a term called ADOS that I talked in my last podcast.
What's it called?
ADOS. African descendants of slaves.
Oh yeah. I remember you told me about that.
Yeah, but I heard it from like a Republican mouth, which
I haven't heard that still since. But
the people. So when I got to learn about it, when I educated myself, I kind of want to talk about it because
I just think that's another word for black. Like that's what I consider black is African descendants of slaves.
But
like,
they
that
wanted
means
to
universal.
It's
American.
Well, because there are immigrants in America that were not slaves.
Yeah.
Like from Africa.
Yeah.
And they want to be separated from them.
But do they? Who?
They do. That's why or even like
so
even
this ADOS
Hispanics have been slaves, you know.
Yeah.
And
but then there's been so in Latin America, there were more slaves dropped off in Latin America than in the United States of America. So it's like, what does that group of people? What are they called? Like, are you guys called?
Like Puerto Rico, for example. Like I can speak for that.
Yeah.
Our native people were Taino Indians, and then we were mixed with African slaves, and we were all enslaved.
Right.
But the people who created the term ADOS want strictly just Africans. Like they're fighting for reparations. So maybe I don't know what the right way to do it is. Maybe that's okay. Know. But then then a Latin, somebody from Latin descent, I don't know, call it LDOS. Like I just feel like it's I don't know. Part of it, I believe in reparations, and for sure, that's not even a question. But then I'm like, do we need more divisiveness within our own communities?
You mean with like the names and stuff?
Yeah.
I've never personally heard of ADOS, and I think that black is encompassing enough. It means literally, it's not separated to one like place. Yeah. It's not the U.S. It just means you are a person of African descent from the slave trade. Like that's it. And that can mean you were placed anywhere in this world. Yeah. You were placed in Latin America. You were placed in America. You could be placed anywhere. Like like the slave trade wasn't a period. Slave trade was just not strictly American. Like it just simply wasn't. And like that's why maybe I feel like when people like talk about like the word African American and stuff, I'm just like, I don't think it's encompassing enough. I don't think it talks about the people who don't speak English. Like English isn't the only, like, you know what I'm like. Even like people who like in my family are super Southern. Okay, they speak English, but like I genuinely don't understand them.
Yeah, it's a whole different dialect.
It's a whole different dialect. It's a whole nother.
It's true.
It's just something else. Like
yeah.
And so like to imagine even like someone who was like a black person living in like I don't know like Puerto Rico, anywhere.
Yeah.
Like how do you navigate that? I don't know.
Right.
So like I just try to use words that encompass everybody because like I don't feel like I'm a person that's African American.
Yeah.
I don't feel that.
Yeah.
I'm like I don't feel
American is
really.
like a problematic term.
American is like I was born here.
Yeah.
But like, do you feel American?
No.
In any way. Like on a scale of like 100%, what would be your percentage of American?
Oh, that's so hard because I feel like I have to break it down and I've never really thought about that.
Think about it.
But what makes me, so I heard this podcast of like this Puerto Rican woman, like it was in Boston. There's like a big population of Puerto Ricans in Boston because it used to be a manufacturing city. And so that's a lot of people left Puerto Rico to go there. And so she's always described like this lady that I heard on there, I wish I could remember her name, but the way she described it was like how I felt. Whereas like you don't feel American and you're not an immigrant. So she called us migrants. Migrants because we migrated from Puerto Rico to
migrants.
Because we migrated from Puerto Rico to the mainland, but we don't have the same cultures.
No.
You're like the in-betweens where I've never been from personal experience.
It's a whole different culture kind of.
It is 100%. We don't celebrate the same like even Christmas is different. Like we celebrate Three Kings Day, which is like January's. I don't even remember the date. Like January, it's in January. But Christmas is people would be like Christmas. We celebrate Christmas, but that's not like our holiday the way it is here. And Thanksgiving, no. I mean, we do because we've been colonized.
for it, but it's not.
But we're
natural
Indians.
to you.
Yeah, it's not natural to us, exactly. And it's just different, you know, like everything, like from the language and like I've always been behaviors, 100%.
How you move around people,
the way you live, like in the house, like food you eat, like
that's why I don't think like I feel American only in the sense of like slavery and like that is the only way I feel American. I feel like everything that has been created for Black people has been by us and for us, and nothing has ever been from America for us. Like it's literally everything has been like, what can we do to make sure that Black people don't have any access to this?
Right.
And like, so everything that I have access to has been like, is the antithesis of that. Like, like I don't know, like I just feel like I'm part of this, like something that's just so opposite of what America is that I can't even like be
because
like,
America came a certain way with a certain ideology. And then
this is mine, manifest destiny, like whatever I see is mine. Like learning that in middle school and like thinking about that in college. I didn't think about it until college. Like manifest destiny was the most racist shit ever. Like learning like, oh, Christopher Columbus thought whatever I physically see in my eyes, my physical eyes is mine.
Talk about entitlement.
Is the most entitled shit I've ever seen.
Right.
When people have been here.
And I never heard
lived here.
Well, not just, well, I don't know. I think they say he's from like Spain.
Yeah, he's Spaniard.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's a white person.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Because if you are...
Well, there's like, I mean, that's how we think of it too. Even like Puerto Ricans, or I think if you ask a lot of people from Latin America.
What do you consider like, okay, so like, I consider like there's like levels to this shit. There's like Spaniards.
Right.
There's, I don't know what the different levels would be, but I just feel like there are levels and that people should acknowledge them because they're not the same thing. And no one encounters everybody the same way.
Yeah, like when people tell me, oh, you're Spanish, I'm like, no, I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Because I'm not from Spain.
And Spain is
European.
Conqueror.
I mean, even like, yeah, absolutely. Like, something I would like to think about more and break down more in detail in another video. But I'm just trying to think of it because I've been watching a lot of Spanish films and learning a lot about Spain in general, basically, right? And they are very old school and traditional. Like I think you'd be surprised. Like it's kind of weird because I feel like my upbringing was kind of modeled off of that, which would make sense because, you know, they came and took over and colonized our lands, like the Caribbean islands and the Americas. But I'm trying to think of the levels. So I think if I were to put it plainly, and I'm no specialist or professional here, but like
it's personal. There's
like European, Spanish, and most people consider them white.
Yep.
And then there's Latin America, which is like, and then there's Latin America, and then there's like the Caribbean, which is where I fall, which is Puerto Rico and like.
So you consider yourself more of a Caribbean?
Yes, 100%, because we're an island, and we're like, you know, with the Dominican Republic and Jamaica and
it's more
Haiti, I think. Like I'm not that good at geography, but
that's all adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we are more of Caribbean. So and they're all very different. Like Caribbean is very different from Latin America, and Latin America is very different from Caribbean. And
but don't you find so fun and cool, like just like the little bit of distance, to how crazy of a difference,
right? Yeah,
the cultures are like
absolutely. Even
but then also like the similarities are like you see it all.
It's true.
It's like even the way like we say certain things. It's like
it's true.
That's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I've been so into this lately, like on so many different levels, how there's, I don't know how to explain it. Like, okay, so me and Samara's been watching this show called Evil.
Okay.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've seen a preview. I've never watched it.
It's
about?
It's very good. Like, it's kind of weird. It's not like the greatest, but it's at the same time super good. Okay. Like, so it's about have you ever seen, oh my god, Mindhunter? Yes. Okay, so it's like this psychologist or whatever, and he's like, but also in the, I don't know, police field or something, and they're like surveying serial killers. I like it. Well, it's like that, but it's from the religious perspective. So when people, right, I'll give you an example from the show. This guy, he's a serial killer, but he claims to be possessed. So he speaks in tongues and things like that. So there's a crew. There's apparently the Catholic Church, I don't know if this is super true, I haven't looked into like fact checking and stuff, but based on the show, the Catholic Church takes this guy who's training to be a priest and this other guy who's like good with IT, like he's and then this woman who is like I feel like I'm botching this, but I feel like she's like a therapist, but she doesn't believe in religion. She's an atheist. Like, okay, so it's like this cool team where the IT and the science guy and the therapist witness type of woman, they're both atheists, and then there's this guy who is becoming a priest. He's training to be a priest. So they go and interview and survey, and they're like, they try to figure out like, is this really a supernatural issue, or is he just fucking around? Yeah. It's a really good show. Okay, it's really fucking good. Because it sounds because right up my alley. They debunk. You know, you ever heard that? Debunk, yes, right? I love a debunk. I didn't know what that fucking was. I love a good debunk. Zamaris was like, debunked. Zamaris loves it. I'm like, I love a good debunk. I'm like, the air is cold. Zamaris will be like, the window's open, debunked. Like, that's how she talks to me all the time. Oh, precious. It's precious. She's so funny. Zamaris, you're precious. She's probably like all nervous. Oh, Tito. Oh. But yeah, the show is really fucking good. So they don't believe in it. But it's weird because there are elements of... Come on in, Miss Precious. Miss y'all. Oh, she's precious. Real quick. Not the loud pet. I don't want... Oh, the pet was like this. Look. We're good? Oh, bye. See you soon. Bye. Okay. So, but the show is really good, and it made me think of... What's it called, Devil? Evil. Same shit. But it's very based. It's a lot of devil shit in it. Yeah. It's so good. It's so good the more I think of it. Because... I'll be drinking some of yours, because you... wait, no, there's more. Look, here. Ooh. Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. We got that good Josh. If you don't know a white man named Josh, you don't know no white man. I don't know any white men named Josh. I actually don't either. I never met a man named Josh. Never met a man named Josh. He's like literally the guy who you think would be named Josh with the coiffed hair, sweater shirt, shirt under it, pants. Yeah. And he's like super fine. I imagine men named Josh to be fine. He was fine. When I say he was fine, really? And he was. You don't see many fine people in that industry. And he was trying to, and the point where he was like nice to me, like we got along. Like we had good banter. Oh, I love a good banter. Yeah, we love a good banter. We like laughs on a back to back. Like, yeah. I'm probably gonna cut this out because you're in a relationship and you're like, me and Josh have good banter. And you're my mans. Anyway, listen, Linda. Wait. Okay. Look at me and Amanda having good conversations. She just touched my double chin. Touched her chin and she wasn't appropriate. My second chin. Oh, she wasn't happy with it. And you know what? She wasn't. I am. So it doesn't matter. Okay? You're a fucking mess. All right? So just watch the show Evil. I'm going to watch it. Watch it. And it like... what I feel like I've learned from it is like basically everything is supernatural until it can be proven and it becomes science. And that's all across the board. You'll find that in every country. Because that will break out so much of like. But so that I was just watching something too the other day. A documentary. No, it was a documentary about like vampires, and it was like back in the day, this is what made me have that thought. And I was like, everything is science. Right? That's another conversation for another day.
Everything was witches.
Sorcery. I don't know if I believe in that anymore.
Oh.
I'm so conflicted.
I don't
and that
either.
That show makes
because whatever is sorcery is whatever you don't understand.
Wait.
It's to the point where I don't understand it, so it has to be something beyond me.
Or it's called sorcery, or it's called manifestation. It's called different things.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've manifested things in my life, for sure.
What have you manifested?
I went through something when I was 18 that I prayed on every single day when I was fasting.
Yes.
From morning to night.
And it worked out for you.
And it worked out in my favor.
And
my family is very into witchcraft.
Yeah.
We call it brujería.
Yes.
But it is definitely a strong part of my culture.
I think that was you. I mean, yeah, obviously, I don't think that shit is not real to me.
But I think it's called different.
I don't know if I think anything that we put intention behind is real. Like, if we intend for it to be that way, it is that way.
Right, but here's my problem, right? Like, this person who is religious and maybe believes in the secret, right? Manifesting I have a problem with those people looking down on people who believe in witchcraft.
See, that... Because
it's the same thing.
See, that is the point.
Right.
That's the ego. You thinking...
Yeah.
You're right. Your ego, you think that what you do is better than what the next person does.
Exactly.
If there is...
But you're doing the same thing.
If it's the same result...
You're doing the same thing.
Why is how you do it better?
Exactly.
If it's the same results.
Right. That's
why
my problem.
the way you handled it is not better than the way I handled it. It's just the way you handled it.
Right.
We have different ways to handle things. We're from different parts of the world.
But people don't believe.
We're from literally different parts of the world.
That's why
our bodies, our intuitions, the hairs that are coming out of our skin is literally saying, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's because it's the way our body, our makeup, our DNA, it's everything that cannot be pinpointed to like one simple thing. Exactly. That is a whole culmination.
It's complex.
It's complex.
But people,
and so no one person can understand that, especially one person that is not from where you are from.
And then that person, that's the problem. I think people don't, for some reason,
don't want to see it.
Can't accept being different, but the same. It's the same. It's really the same, but you're calling it.
It's the same shit.
Exactly. But you lack
no one being able to like see the similarities between each people.
Because you lack empathy. No, when you can't see
I also
similarities,
think that's ego too. You thinking I feel like if you are here, no one can be here. Whatever they're doing is not on the same level as you.
Right. You think you're.
And if they're below here, are you looking?
Right.
Are you seeing? No, you're just assuming that what they're doing is below you, so you don't have to look. You don't have to see. You don't have to engage.
Yeah.
Like, people, I just feel like learning about what other people are just doing.
Right.
No ego involved. Just like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, no, I really just do feel like people have some sort of like idea about themselves that is just like so crazy to me.
I agree.
And I love people having crazy ideas about themselves. I feel like the craziest people have like the best results. Right. But I also feel like it's pushed to a point on everybody where everybody feels like they should feel that way. And they don't like, they try to push themselves to the extreme where they don't even listen to the minute things. They don't even listen to like regular things that would be beneficial. They're just like, how can I be extreme? How can I make this go?
Yeah. But I don't think it always starts that way. Like, no. I actually think most things started off with a great intention. I really do. And I think, because a lot of things, like, I can always go back to this, but like eugenics or even religion, like, it was meant for people
How did eugenics start off good, though?
Well, it was just scientists trying to figure out how
to have the best results.
Well, not best results, but how do genetics work?
Yeah.
Like, if these people have these babies, like, what is the outcome and probabilities? Like, but then there's always in every group, whether it's religion, whether it's science.
Because that's what happens. That's what exists already.
Right. But then somebody always comes and exploits it. Yeah, that's where the problems lie. That exists
already.
And that's where the evil comes in, or whatever you want to call it.
That existed already. That was out there already. And it was going to happen.
And it was meant for good intention.
And it was meant for good.
Yeah.
But I don't like eugenics.
You don't think? I think that's a great. I kind of would like to know, like, the probability.
When I was in school, like, we did a whole bunch of research and stuff about eugenics and stuff, and like, it was eye-opening, but it also was like more like 90% of it was bad. Yeah, and that could have been how I was taught.
Yeah.
But
I think that's how it became to be. Because it wasn't studied much. I think
the more popular things
were
the things that were extreme and the things that were crazy and the things that were like not natural. And they say
that about Lovecraft Country. So Charles Davenport is the person here in America that exploited eugenics. You know, it was just supposed to be this study on, outcomes of pregnancies, really, or whatever, births. I'm sure it was more detailed on that. Don't crucify me for that, whatever. But then Charles Davenport wanted to take that and exploit it and twist it to like basically have a genocide of like poor people. He like didn't want poor people in this country or
people who didn't have the desirable outcomes that he wanted out.
And so
that's how it happens usually, even birth control.
Yeah. But guess what that girl's name is in Lovecraft Country? Her last name is Davenport.
Letty?
No, not Letty, her sister.
Oh, really? Ruby Davenport.
Well, no, not Ruby Davenport, but when she becomes the white lady, when she drinks that thing. I forget her first name, but her last name is Davenport. Her last name is Davenport.
Shit.
And I was like, I wonder if that's a play on
probably
Charles Davenport.
Nothing is ever just plopped in.
Yeah.
To these things.
I felt like that last name was intentional.
Shit.
I'm gonna look into that. Jordan Peele, let me know.
Ooh, Jordan. Okay, I'm stirring my things. What are you saying, Jordan? That wasn't what you thought. What you thought was...
There are so many things in his show that...
I mean, I just like how the fact that, like, women on that show are allowed to be so free.
And strong.
Like
Letty when she walked through the fire in this last episode, when she was, like, walking.
Letty! First of all, Letty throughout the whole season...
She was like, I'm protected. It's going to
be bars.
Letty, yeah, she's put on an outstanding performance.
I mean,
even though that's Jussie Smollett's sister, but
she has been literally killing things since the beginning of time.
That's true. That's fucking.
And
fact.
Like she has
how I knew her?
This character.
You know how I knew her? I was like, ain't that the little girl from Full House?
Yep.
Smash was like, I don't remember that.
Sure is.
I was like,
sure is.
Okay.
Journey. They had a whole show together. Their whole family. Do you know? They had a whole, and it was like with Full House, whatever. But it was like her whole family, and they were trying to be all like wholesome and cute. But I'm like, only a couple of you guys are stars. Journey, you're the star.
Let's keep it real. Yeah, she's the Kim Kardashian of the family.
You're not the star, honey. Having him.
He made up a lie. Some crazy story.
But is that what the end result was? Was it a lie?
I thought that's how it resulted. I don't remember the story barely.
I think the end result was him just...
Excuse me.
I gotta pee.
Look at you. Didn't you say you were an adult?
All right,
I'm back. Another pee-pee break.
We're back and we're better.
Wait, but we were talking about Journey.
Yeah.
But Lovecraft Country. Gotta watch it. Gotta go watch it.
Got to.
Yeah.
I mean...
This last episode had me like...
Okay, so what's... The last episode for you was when they were all...
Was it Tulsa?
Tulsa. Okay.
Yeah, that was incredible. I thought that was... It's that. I like that. I do think there's a lot...
something about that... I like that.
Okay.
But... Okay, I might be bad saying this.
It's okay.
And like Tulsa... Okay, maybe for me... Okay. This is what it is. For me, I've known about Tulsa for a long time. And
I don't know much about it, by the way.
Okay, so that's why I feel like the show was important. Because like a lot of people don't know about it. But for people who do know about it, it felt like just super... That whole episode was just like triggering, I guess. It was just like... Yeah, sad. Yeah, it was sad. Yeah, it was a whole town of black people like thriving. Yeah, it was bombed.
Bombed by who? Like
the government.
When
the
I
people.
tell you, I never knew about Tulsa until recently with these protests.
So then that makes me feel like then it should be more widely known than
absolutely.
Okay.
When I saw that,
I just assumed people
in the
know.
beginning when I was like with the protest for Black Lives Matter, like when all this kind of first started, when George Floyd died.
Yeah.
It wasn't until then where I started seeing these posts about Tulsa, and I briefly looked into it, but I was like, I don't know. Every time I hear about the things that have happened, truly, like I could cry right now, but like I'm just like, I can't even believe that people exist to do those things and through that. And
yes, that's literally how I feel. And I feel like separated from it, even though I feel like I feel it. Like when I see it, I feel it. Yeah. But I also feel separated from it. And like watching it, I was just like, I don't know. Maybe it was just like, oh, you don't need to see this because you've seen it before. I haven't, though. I haven't. I just have felt how that feels. Yeah. And it's never have been to the point where it's been like life or death. Never. Yeah. But sometimes you can feel like it's life or death, even when it's not. In the sense of like, if you're every day, all day, being someone that is not authentic to yourself, that can feel like death. It can feel like...
That's a good point.
Like, and I'm not in any way trying to compare what the fuck I go through on a daily basis.
I don't think that, but maybe for people who could potentially...
let me just say, I'm never trying to compare what happened in Tulsa.
No, but the feeling out of place.
It's just like I never want to recreate those feelings. I don't need to. I don't need to feel that. I don't. Yeah. It's something for other people. I feel like sometimes things like that, when you show extreme pain, are for other people. It's not for me because I've seen it. I don't need to see it.
And
I don't need to feel it
in certain ways. Because obviously it's a triggering.
It's triggering, and I've never like seeing like. In moments where like Black people are thriving, and then like literally that is what the thriving part is what makes people like, let me burn it all down, is what is like that I have experienced. Like, you see Black people living themselves, like being themselves, thriving. That is what is triggering to you. That feeling is not new. Right. That is old. That is as old as anything. That is as old as racism.
It's the most basic.
That's the most basic feeling ever. Yeah. So like that, I don't feel new to that at all. But feeling like I have to see it again is like what I don't need. Yeah.
So it's hard to watch.
It's just hard to watch. I just don't want to feel like I'm such an empath. I just feel like I feel things times 10 and feeling how people feel, and then
because you could put yourself in that situation, which is rare. A lot of people can't, and that's why honestly, like there's a lot of people, and I'm just gonna be blunt and say like there's a lot of white, Caucasian, I don't know what you want to call it, but who have told me like they don't understand the rioting or the looting or anything like that, and I'm like, honestly, I really feel like we're lucky that they don't just burn this country down to the ground.
Imagine just feeling like you never felt like this country was ever made for you.
I'm not like a fan of. I'm not like trying to condone violence.
Yeah, but you're just like, but you understand.
I very much understand
emotions.
Whatever they wanted, whatever like that group of people want to do to avenge or whatever their ancestors. Like, I mean, everybody has done it. Like, everybody in history, every other culture, they're always avenging ancestors. Exactly, like, it's a thing.
It's not new.
So to be so not understanding of where they're coming from, especially when you know things like Tulsa or watch these things, like like even that, I think about Kendrick Lamar, like even that album Damn, like I don't know if you really listened to it or whatever, but he was like, if they kill my son, I'm going to jail because whatever, like he elaborates on that. But like you can't tell me anybody in this world that if something does something to their child or their family,
you're not going to umpteenth.
Yeah, you're not going crazy or hard like that.
If you're not going crazy, who are you?
Yeah.
What are you?
So I really wish, again, be empathetic and put yourself in them shoes.
Yeah.
Just because you haven't really been.
I think the tone is empathy, like literally.
Yeah.
Just like
a lot of people don't understand.
A whole bunch of like being friends with people, like learning new things. Just like have empathy. Like
that's the common thread.
People are not all coming from the same starting place. Number one, a lot of people haven't had like love coming into life. And so it's not starting from that. It's like that right there, and then itself is a big jump.
And when you're not empathetic, not only are you like, I feel like denying somebody's identity and existence.
You are.
Yeah, but that person, you are making them feel so alone.
Yes. Like, this is only you. Why are you doing this?
Exactly.
To me.
Exactly.
It's also selfish. It's like, why are you doing this to me? It's not, why are you doing this as a person in this world because of what you've experienced?
Or how can I relate to you? Yeah.
It's just, what are you doing to me?
There are a lot of people who, like, just because you can't.
You are not the center of the universe, ever. Never will you be.
Right. And they think because they can't directly, if they didn't directly experience exactly what you experienced, then your experience is a lie. And it's not real. And
I think it's literally about like some of this culture that's happening. Like, people are like, if it's not beneficial to me, then I don't need it.
Individualism.
Which I agree with, but it's also, it's kind of skewed and like everything is not literally made for you.
Yeah.
And so you have to also see people where they are. Mm-hmm. And if you are like looking at someone if you are judging someone by how they are and how they treat you, which you should, but like, I don't know how to, but
I think you should take in what they're saying and how they're treating you through an empathetic lens, and I think, and then that paired with boundaries, I think that it would be a better place, you know? I think the world would be a better place.
Yes. Boundaries.
But with boundaries and an empathetic lens. Like, I see you, I feel what you're going through, but what you're going through, you've made the choice to kind of like project some harm onto me, so now I have to put up this boundary.
Yes.
Yeah,
like, leave me out. Whatever you're doing, I know what you're doing.
Right.
But
when you're trying to project that harm that you're feeling that maybe somebody projected onto you, and you're just
sadness,
keeping up the cycle,
loss, anxiety, depression,
you gotta be self-aware. You have to take those
self-awareness. People, can you just be self-aware? I mean, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But like, just thinking about how you affect other people and what you do, how it affects how people move. I just feel like that makes such a big difference.
Like, don't overanalyze your questions, but question yourself.
Literally, I want to question myself more than I question anybody else. Like, what are you doing? How can you make this person feel more comfortable? If they feel awkward, what have you done to make them feel not awkward?
Right.
Like, that's why I feel like I give people a lot of fucking leeway.
Yeah.
And so if you do not even meet like the minimum, because I give you a lot of leeway. I'm like, okay, this person.
But I also want to throw in here, like, yes, kindness with boundaries, empathy with boundaries, but the biggest thing that I've learned, which I think we're all gonna get there, but people are way more intentional, and there are people that you cannot save and that you cannot.
That's the hard part though with that, because you're defaulting, as in this book, that book that we're reading, East of Eden, like
by John Steinbeck.
Oh, sorry, that's another book that I'm reading. Sorry, defaulting, the Malcolm Gladwell book that I was reading.
Attached or no?
No, it's called what the fuck?
But it's by Malcolm Gladwell.
Oh, something about strangers. It's something, the coding of strangers or something like that. And it's about how we relate to people that we don't know is how we like advance through life. And it's just like the fact that we assume that we know things about people that they haven't said is like a That's ego number one,
Yeah.
too. It's like, oh, I know what this person's going through. They haven't said it, but I'm just assuming because I know. Who are you?
Right.
And it's like, that is a big, big part of it. But it's also like talking, like literally just listening. In which people actively listening is hard for a lot of people.
It is.
Like literally listening.
A lot of people don't want to even put in the energy to listen.
Yeah.
Which
like
is why
listening,
I feel like friendships are like
narcissism.
endangered.
I think is gone. Has gone haywire.
I agree.
Narcissism is something that I try to actively thrive against. Like I don't ever want to be a narcissist.
Same.
And I think I have traits of narcissism. I try to work on it, but like to be a narcissist all day, every day is like draining. Because I feel
question it all the time. Like, and the only way I can really see narcissism, in my opinion, is through social media. And I literally, like, honestly, social media has a negative impact on me more than a positive, I think. Because
really?
Yeah, because it bothers me that people just take pictures of themselves all the time. Even when they're in group settings.
It's just like me.
Just take a picture of me. Like, why can't I see your friends you're hanging out with? Why can't I see... I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, you a little bit. But, I mean...
Because I'm like, what these people got to offer? It's about me.
But you don't post all the time. I don't know.
All my pictures on Instagram of me. There's literally none of anybody else. So that's narcissism for sure.
And I personally don't understand that.
Yeah. And
why do you do that?
I have literally had multiple people be like, not multiple, maybe like 3 or 4 have been like, there's literally no one else on this Instagram page but you. That's interesting. I'm like, oh, I never thought that was interesting until just now. But I now do think that's very weird that I think I'm the only interesting person in this whole group. That I think I'm the only person that has anything to offer,
I honestly,
I never thought about it.
I don't have much thought, but I just know that for me and my upbringing, right?
Yeah.
Like if you take a picture,
you get in it.
You want the experience around you captured in that image. Yeah. Which is like, if I'm having a family party, okay, we're taking a family photo. Or if I'm with a group of friends, we're taking a group photo. That's like,
that's just normal.
That was my normal. But I don't have friends that have that same normal. Because my friends all take photos of themselves. No matter how many people they're with. Yeah. And that's weird to me. Yeah. And I actually feel insecure because when I take group photos, I'll post it and then I'll archive it because I'm like,
they don't want to show pictures of me.
Not just that, but I'm like, am I weird? Because I feel like I'm the only person who posts I like to post pictures of my friends. I like to post pictures with my friends. I think that's way more interesting and cooler than taking pictures of me. Like, you know, but then again, I know I'm different from you. So I think you're prettier and you're cooler. Like, wait, your leg. I don't want you to get all tangled up.
Oh, I'm good.
But you know what I mean? Like, I don't want... Like, you're stylish and aesthetic, so it's interesting, but I just wonder why the other people get left out.
No, I
and I think those people feel left out.
No, and I agree, and I feel that other people feel that way, honestly. And...
Not from you. You haven't made me feel this way, but I felt left out from other people.
But I feel like I made people feel that way, so I can see how that... Like I can see that. As soon as you said it, I feel that, and I don't necessarily know why I don't necessarily think I'm cooler than any person else. Actually, I think that being around other people is what makes me more myself, if that makes sense. Like being around people who make me happy makes me happier. Yeah. So like I'm not sure why showing I don't know. I think that has something to do with how I was like brought into social media. Like it was like all you. It's so you. You think it's are the subject. You are. Right. It's you. Everything else is not you. Everything else has nothing to do with you. Everything else is an accessory to you. That's how
That's a good point. I think a lot of people think that way. And it became like this, like
cyclical, like,
yes.
Yeah.
That's the exact word I was going to use, but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a social contagion.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it. And I've been trying to actively like change that. I don't want to feel like I'm subject to what I feel.
Do you like seeing other people's pages of just them?
No.
Or do you have a preference? Like, do you like
I prefer to see people with who they're around. I never want to see anyone by themselves. Okay. So I don't know why.
I was curious about that. I was like, do people...
No.
Do they want to see just the other person? Like one
I
person?
think I want to see more of that person than anyone else. Mm-hmm. But I do want to see them around people. Right. I want to see them enveloped more. Yeah. Like I don't want to see anyone by themselves because
you want to see them involved, but
I want to see them involved
because it speaks more to who they are.
Yeah.
When you see their surroundings.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
But like being by yourself in like, no, I don't feel like that's how I am like how I would thrive or how I would have anyone else thrive around me. Like just being like alone by themselves. Like I find that I'm my best self around other people.
Yeah.
Even though
and I do like different parts of you.
Yeah, because I do feel like I'm great by myself. And I love me being by myself. And I love me being around other people. But I feel like I compare the two. And that's the part where it's like annoying. Do you compare? Like how you are with other people with how you are to yourself? Like do you be like, are you fake?
Honestly, if I'm being totally honest, not really. I kind of hate that I'm so myself around other people.
Like, hate it.
Yeah, I actually feel like I need to change and not be my full self around other people.
Why? What in your friends makes you feel like you should be not yourself and you should be less yourself and then that you should shrink into something that is not authentic to yourself?
I don't know. I think I read a lot into body language and like the reaction. Like sometimes I felt myself,
which I think is truth too.
Yeah.
But also I feel like that's good though that you do that because you read people more than people read themselves sometimes, and you see things in people that they don't see in themselves, and you know this person is good for me, it's not good for me. Yeah. You'll know off the bat.
Yeah, I don't know off the bat. So I just am always the same.
You're hypervigilant.
Yes.
You'll be hypervigilant with someone, doesn't necessarily need to be.
Yeah.
But then it turns out you needed to be.
Yeah.
You had to be.
Hypervigilance is like an exhausting.
It's exhausting. Imagining surveying, I imagine you do it. Yeah. Surveying everybody's everything all the time.
Even strangers when you walk past them.
Yeah. What they're doing.
It's like being a mix of being an empath.
Yeah.
And being hypervigilant, which maybe is the same thing. I'm not really
sure. I think there's a
hypervigilance. You don't.
There's a new thing that you need to take. There's this test that I want you to take, and I think you're an INFP, and it's a person who's like super hypervigilant, like hyper aware, but also like super intuitive too.
Oh, okay.
Like,
does IFP stand for? Do you remember what it
I forgot what it stood for, but it's like you should take it. I'll send it to you, but it's like. It's just a test to show you, like, on the social level, what your, like, gauge is. And I think you're more of you like to engage with people socially, and you want to know who they are deep down. Like, you don't want the surface stuff. And that's really what it is.
That's me getting older. Like, honestly, like.
That's working in, like, jobs and stuff, too. Like, being with the fake.
Yeah.
Every day, like fake shit. Like,
and it's
like
so
I don't care about
so
that.
Killing.
It is. Like, I didn't know how soul soaking it was until I started working, and I was like, I don't care about the weather. I don't want to talk about that. Yeah. Like, I don't talk about this kind of stuff with anybody.
You have to put on such a facade and be somebody else.
What do you talk about at work that you really talk about on your spare time?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And because...
so trying to insert yourself daily is literally draining.
But because I give that away for 8 hours every day, anything outside of that in my free time, I don't even fuck around.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm either gonna be my authentic self, and you're gonna be authentic. You're gonna be
or
your authentic self, and you're gonna meet me out on this fucking branch, or we're not gonna be fucking friends.
Yeah.
That's
oh my God, that's literally what you've been doing.
That's what I'm at.
You've been like, I don't want to deal with this person. And like where you would have had more patience, just like now I'm dealing with people who don't have this patience with themselves all day, every day, and they're 50.
Exactly.
They're 60.
They're twice my age. I actually actively in meetings say, you guys are twice my age. I don't know why I'm the decision maker here. You know, it gets exhausting being the decision maker and being the problem solver and things like that. Like, I do enjoy those things.
You belong in situations like that, but it's also like you have to get used to everything else that comes with it.
Right.
And so you belong in situations where you are deliberating. You don't need to be in situations where people are giving you orders. It doesn't need to be that way. You need to be given the orders. But once you are given the orders, you are also the person where everyone else puts their everything else on. You are that person because you are the person they look up to. You are the person that is the apex.
Which is bizarre to me.
So you need to be the apex. But being the apex is exhausting.
Yeah.
But being exhausting that way is way better than being exhausting in a way that is like detrimental to who you are.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Someone who was like not.
I could have never even said that better myself. Like I just never really thought of it. But I think that's literally why I enjoy your conversation so much, because I feel like you're an apex too.
Stop.
Like I don't have to command or control. I don't know. Like you just
it's just flows.
It just flows. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't ever want to have anything where I feel like I'm just like. That's why I am like. I never want to feel like I am the what's the word? Like the person that's directing everything. I never want to be that person. And I never want to be the
and you're really person. Not, but you are to yourself.
To me.
In a like a high level way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I admire, and I love that. And I feel like I'm the kind of the opposite. Like I might be that way to people, but I don't know if I'm so much to me personally. No, I don't think so.
Yes, you are.
And the way I gauge that and measure that is literally
you literally read the Wall Street Journal every day. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I would prefer to see the measurement in an athletic way.
Really? So you consider like physical shit is really how you. See, I'm more
weird, right?
I'm more but athletic. I mean, not athletic, mental.
I enjoy and love mental ways, right?
I can see that in you.
But I think maybe, and I don't know if this sounds arrogant, but like, I don't know if it's as challenging as like maybe physical things are to me. Like I
see what you're saying. I know exactly what you mean. Because the only thing with like physical things is like, you know that your body can physically do it. You don't feel like it. Mm-hmm. But when you are challenged with something that you don't know if your mind can physically, that's a kind of like ego or like that's just something that you're not sure if you can handle, and that kind of insecurity is something that I don't like to physically deal with. I don't want to deal with something like, I don't know if I'm mentally capable to bring this. It's like, oh, I'm not mentally capable. Am I stupid?
Right.
But if I know I can push my body, I mean, I can't push it to crazy levels. But I can push it.
Exactly.
I mean...
And I feel like I'm literally... I write this on my board, and I write this to myself all the time. I don't know if you guys do self-talks, but I do a lot of self-talks. I feel like I'm fighting for my life. And I didn't know that.
In what way?
Huh?
In what way?
In a way, like, to live.
What do you mean?
I know that's so like vague in general, but like it wasn't, I swear. And I really thank God for quarantine, or God, whatever you want. I don't know, but
whatever you want to do.
But like, it's off. When did it go off? Because the thing is inside.
I'm crying.
Oh, listen, I don't know when this shit fucking cut off, but we're back. And
we're back and we're better.
We're on a fucking
Bryson Tiller voice.
I don't like his new album. Did you hear the album?
I listened to a little bit. I did not say I love it.
I don't like it.
I can't
I
say
love
I
Bryson
hate it.
Tiller. I think he's a cutie pie, and I think that like he's sweet.
And his little baby.
Yeah, and
he's a little baby. She's with a girlfriend. She's with a relationship, and he's a little baby, and I cannot. I literally cannot. I love when people are all like into their things.
Yeah.
I just like people who are into their things.
I think he's adorable, but I don't like
he's adorbs.
Yeah.
Hold on now. Hold on now. All right.
I'm thinking about Tabitha Brown. We should be like, look at Donna. Check Donna.
Look at Donna. Donna, I'm going to name her Chanel.
Ooh. I literally love that.
You better.
Bitch. The fact I can hear you breathing, I've never heard you breathe before. Anyway.
Okay.
Listen. Do you want to wrap up now? No? Okay.
We got one more section to talk about.
What is it?
And this section is moms being petty about not liking our friends.
Oh my God.
You first.
My mom was always like that though. My mom, it was hard because it was like, this sounds probably, I'm sure some people can relate to this, but I don't know how it's going to sound. Oh my God. But I feel like my mom used to be like kind of jealous because I was like,
I'm sure that's a thing.
Popular.
That's a thing.
My mom would be like, I never had friends like you did when I was little. I was like,
oh no, it didn't.
But that is more so because my mom was like, it's a Puerto Rican household, so my mom wasn't like allowed to do anything. She had to always be inside. Where I grew up in like Catholic school and I had like white friends, and so my mom was like, well, most of my middle school was Catholic school with white friends, and then my mom was like, thought white people were good, and she was like, go have a ball. And mind you, I was doing the craziest, worst things, but that's another video.
She was a wild child, everybody.
I
know Amanda pre-high school. Apparently she was wild and she was crazy and she was out doing bad stuff. She's crazy.
You're not lying though. Like literally.
She was so crazy when she would tell me. I feel like you told me something crazy. Okay, let me tell you about Amanda. I'm hitting this mic. Let me just stop. In high school, we had this class. Was it algebra?
Yeah.
Okay, and Amanda sat here. I sat here. Mm-hmm. We're both two dummies, okay? As in, we play too much.
It's true.
Okay, so she played too much. I played too much. We sitting here. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, boo, boo. So, of course, she's doing this.
Oh, my bad. It's like a little gnat.
This Amanda, this her turning around.
Yeah, I used to be like this to Desiree.
Okay?
You put your
this me. We doing this.
It used to be 3 o'clock and Desiree used to be putting her lip gloss on every day.
Gotta let everybody know what the tea is.
Look at.
Okay? What?
But that was you literally every day at 3 o'clock. The bell would ring at 3:04, and at 3 o'clock, Desiree be sitting there, unzip her fucking pencil
I ain't never played about my lip gloss. Never. Not never.
Because you're a lady.
My mom always just was like, girl, make sure your lips is
moisture and fuck them friends. Your mom didn't like your friends either.
Oh
Do moms ever like friends?
Do moms like friends? I feel like my mom in particular liked about 30% of my friends. And the 30 is a pretty good percent, but that 30%, she didn't. When I say she didn't like, it was an active dislike. It was a don't bring them around here. Oh, you bringing so-and-so? You're not going?
Right.
Oh, you bringing so-and-so? Going your own.
Did she have to meet your parents?
She did. And it was just a point where it just happened. You meet my mom. You just happen to meet my mom.
Right.
But if my mom doesn't like you, you will, not you, I will never hear the end of that.
Right.
Until I never liked that girl. I swear I never
Moms
liked that.
love saying that. They're always like, I told you, they like wait for
She swore
they wait for your friend to fuck up so that they can
literally
I never liked that girl.
I never liked her. It's like, not never?
Right.
Not even like a little bit. No.
And then whatever they did to like upset you and break your heart, they'll never let it go.
It's an add-on.
You'll never recover. If you're a friend and you fuck up your other friend and that friend tells their mom,
don't ever.
You're never coming back from that.
No.
It's worse than like a breakup with a guy.
Oh my God. If your friend fucks you over, literally, don't ever do anything with that person.
Again.
Oh, you doing that with her? I thought
It's easier to find a new
She was
friend.
the girl that did so-and-so to you, right?
Right.
It's like, dang, Mom.
She'll never forget.
She'll never forget.
And pull up. The family be pulling up.
Oh, boop. I'm outside. What was
family? I don't know about you, but my family treated each other so poorly. But God forbid somebody outside the family,
period,
like fucked with somebody.
Don't do it.
They said what to who?
She turned what to who?
Whole family pulling up.
Privacy.
Okay. I remember one time. I don't even know if I'm gonna get into this.
Get into it.
I'll get into it.
Get into it.
What's that little?
David.
Look.
Oh my God.
Come on,
Stupid. Dummy.
And don't think I missed that was you singing like Trey song?
David.
Girl, I'm about to die.
Oh. What do you think about him? He has a new album.
He does? I don't know about him, but you know who I loved and who I saw has a new song and I fucks with that song? Mario.
Oh, he's different. That different.
I literally.
Are we cute? Are we joking?
I literally loved him. And then I just heard his new song, Mars.
He's literally everything.
I love him.
First of all.
And you say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you.
Baby, you.
Got what I need.
Got what I need.
Yeah. Say he's just a friend.
Oh.
You say he's a friend. Oh, baby, you. Got what I need. Okay? His new song Mars is so good.
I was going hammer.
I love him.
When I tell you what started liking me about Mario was he was on Dance with the Stars on one of those shows that I'm not sure why I was watching.
You wasn't like Dancing with the Stars.
He was on there and Stevie Wonder hopped on the episode because of Mario.
Really?
He said, "This is my guy."
Yeah.
And I said, Stevie Wonder, credit to you. Whatever you're doing,
Stevie.
I'm into it.
Yeah. So, I love Stevie Wonder. And then but the last time I heard of Mario was like, do you remember that song where he's like, when I kiss you so good, you know it's time to break up.
Yeah.
Breakup song?
Yeah. With the rapper bull.
Gucci Mane?
Yes.
Gucci Mane.
Yes. I said rapper bull.
And I was like,
she's cutting that out because I'm a black person. I can never be heard saying that.
Rapper bull.
Anyway,
but yeah.
No.
Oh, I was so close. Wait. Oops. Boop.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, America? Oh, look at you, like 2 glasses in the background. You can't fucking deal how cute they look.
Right.
And if you ever come to me thinking that you will ever come to me cute like that, you have another thing coming. Because you will never be that cute. Well, you think you can get me on that level? You cannot.
You cannot.
You think what you did was conducive to you walking around this neighborhood in a comfortable manner?
No.
I didn't say that word right. Let me say it again. You think what you did was conducive to you walking around this neighborhood in a comfortable manner?
Do you?
Hold on.
Wait.
Oh. You're sick.
You know, I think that wraps us up for today, though. We talked about it.
Yeah, we did. We talked about a lot of things. Yeah, that wraps us up.
We talked about some things of audio messages and that you guys need to get on it. If you're still texting.
Why are you doing that?
Texting is very...
Sit up there and press that button and record what you got to say and let your friends have it.
Okay?
Let them hear your tone.
Be vulnerable.
Let them hear your laughter.
Be yourself.
Let them hear you burp if you got to burp.
Authenticity.
I've done it. She's handled it and it's fine.
And we're best of friends.
Okay?
Okay? And if you're in a relationship, don't bug out about...
Don't be in one like me. I'm in
like us. Like, or whatever. Like, if your significant other or partner or whatever is crushing on somebody, it's not a big deal. Don't take it personal.
It's literally not.
They're with you, and you need to find confidence within
you
that.
Literally are not Margot Robbie, so relax.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? And if you were...
Margot Robbie
deal with who
Megan
you got.
Fox.
And Brad Pitt and like
Brad Pitt
and like
he's a fine specimen, but he's a piece of shit.
And I like the girl from whatever her name is, Letty. I like Letty.
Journey
Smollett.
She's okay. You know who can get it? Victoria Monet.
Oh,
I know money.
No, where's that song she go? And ass like that.
Ass like that. I think that's
what ass like that. Yeah. Or what's the other one?
All her songs.
No, but what's
Jaguar
the other person you said?
Ooh,
Jaguar and Normant. I'll call her Normant.
Beautiful.
Normant be here, and she's the girl who, and when I did cheerleading in elementary school, she's the girl that I feared. Okay, she is the girl that was on Little Miss. Okay, and the Little Miss personified a couple things. The Little Miss was all personality. She had acrobatics. She also had strength. And she also had...
Strength and what? Mental strength?
She had fucking... Bitch. We're out of here. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Desiree. You can follow her on, what's her Instagram?
Instagram, Desiree Chanel. DES Desiree. Like Desiree.
No, spell it out. Not everybody, you know.
DES, right? IREE. Chanel. CHANEL. DESIRECHANEL. Like, come on, I'm done with it.
Desiree Chanel on her Instagram. Follow her. She's into, what does your bio say? Skincare and something.
It just doesn't like skincare and like weird. Okay. So like that's me.
Well, follow Desiree. Follow me at Rivera__AJ. And like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for listening to us. And we had a lot of fun, and maybe we'll do this again.
We shall.
Stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.